What the fuck? Back in the 2000s, you couldn't escape MMA. It was everywhere. Chads wearing Affliction and tap-out shirts, chugging Zions energy drinks, and seeing elite MMA shirts all over Walmart. This MMA boom of the mid to late 2000s was in part due to the overnight success of the UFC's reality show, The Ultimate Fighter, which was basically Big Brother for aggressive Chad, with all the same tense drama.
I do. Let me bang, I man. Do let you bang. Hey. Let me bang again, man. I let you bang.
I don't know, man. You've been seeming sus lately.
But instead of having the public vote off each contestant, they would just beat the shit out of each other over the course of 6 weeks, finally declaring the Ultimate Fighter winner and gaining a 6-figure contract with the UFC.
Same Survivor and vote him off. Beat him off. That didn't sound good, did it?
What also spiked the MMA boom was UFC fighter Chuck the Iceman Liddell. This dude was a beast. Man ate punches like Matt Stoney and knocked out every dude that dared to face him. But every fighter is known for their rivalries, and him and Tito the Huntington Beach bad boy Ortiz were friggin' rivals to say the least. Once training partners turned bitter enemies, both these guys became light heavyweight champions of the world during their career and fought each other 3 times over the span of 15 years. Now, I'm not going to give you a history lesson on the rise of MMA and UFC, but to be honest, that's the reason why I checked out this movie in the first place. Okay, and Danny Trejo. Because he was in Spy Kids. And plus, I always like to support MMA fighters after their fighting career is over. Because Lord knows the amount of brain trauma they've endured just to entertain the fans. So, is this movie any good? Does it deserve the 26% Rotten Tomato? Or as some Letterboxd user describes, Tujas gampang tipkin ribet? Now, I don't know what the hell that means, but it doesn't sound popular. Anyways, this is Silencer. Silencer is a revenge movie starring John Messner, who featured in a few shows such as Creepy Guy and Guiding Light.
Does this feel like a kid?
Feels like a big bully.
And also Creepy Guy and Son of the Beach.
Wow.
Your colon is completely clean.
He also featured in a bunch of low-budget movies, but never really had a starring role up until this point. So, is this his big break? Or is it just another credit to add to his IMDb page? Cause this guy has a lot. Sheesh, my boy Messner is busy. The film starts 10 years prior as Frank, played by Messner, and Timothy, played by former UFC champion Tito Ortiz, are US soldiers in northern Iraq, looking to secure a terrorist leader and his family for questioning. Now, the first thing that stands out to me is that this movie looks pretty good. Well, for being a straight-to-DVD release, that is, anyway. I don't know why I expected worse, but judging by the director's other films, they look like YouTube skits. We both see the terrorists and Americans' perspective as they grow through this whole ordeal, and I'm surprised on how serious this tone is. Usually most movies of this nature are like,
Well, hey, let's kill them damn terrorists in the name of freedom.
but in this case, they humanize him, showing his family and giving the perspective that this extremist group is just doing what they believe is right. But as they wait for him to come down, all hell breaks loose, and our boy Frank against orders to make sure the job is finished.
Frank, do not break position. I repeat, do not break
position. What the hell was he even shooting at? I'm so sick and tired of this cliche in action movies where the enemy's bullets, even though there's multiple enemies, are shooting at one guy and they all somewhat miss, but yet the hero, under no cover whatsoever, is able to kill them with ease. It just takes away from the gravity and the tenseness of the scene, and it just reminds you that, oh yeah, I'm watching another silly action movie. I thought this trope died in the 90s because of how silly it is. Frank kills the terrorist to avenge his fallen brothers in arms, and we are then transported to 10 years later as he is in group therapy, trying to cope with his PTSD from being a combat veteran, which doesn't really help.
Frank, you've been here for a while. Do you feel like sharing anything with the group?
and we discover that Frank fixes cars for a living. We are then introduced to his family, his partner, Cass, played by Nikki Lee, and her daughter, Shannon, played by Kai Williams. We then find out that Frank is an enjoyer of eating that poon.
My man.
Unlike DJ Khaled.
Cal, you don't eat the box? You might as well. I might as well be
man.
Jamaican. I don't do that.
Jamaicans do that.
Frank goes to deliver a car, and that is when we meet our second UFC fighter in this movie, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Bye, baby.
Oh, young, ain't she?
No such thing. You lost? What the fuck you doing here?
Delivery.
The pride and joy of the UFC, Chuck the Iceman Liddell, the man who almost single-handedly brought the sport what it is today, is just casted as a meathead grunt who's also into underage girls. And that is when shit is turned to 11.
Oh, you're the grease monkey. I'll show you where to go.
I know the way.
Yikes. I mean, while Tito Ortiz has publicly stated that he's gotten acting lessons, and while novice, you can tell he knows how to deliver a line. But Chuck, on the other hand...
Nels, I got this.
Hey, Robert Lasardo! I loved him in The Mule. Lasardo is a badass. He's perfectly casted in this as a higher-up gangster role. Now, the reason why I don't call most of these actors by their characters' names is because it's just, they're so forgettable. Hell, in the credits, they don't even have full names. Frank and Lasardo seem to be old friends as they seem pretty chummy. We are then introduced to Ocho, played by the glorious Danny Trejo, as we find out that Frank used to work for him.
I'm sorry, Leonard. I told her you had a guest, but she didn't listen. She never listens.
Mama, I don't have to listen. It's my birthday. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. No matter what film Trejo is in, he's always able to be the most likable character. But this is when we find out that maybe Frank isn't just a mechanic after all, as Ocho asked Frank if he'd ever come out of retirement.
Thought maybe you'd be getting a little bored with being retired. Thought maybe you'd like some real work.
But Frank ain't want none of that shit. But all we know so far is that Frank is one bad mamma jamma.
That's right, bitch. Walk away. Hey, Nels, I've got 2 words for you. A silencer. That piece of shit? I'll tell you what. Why don't you go fuck with him? And I guarantee they'll find pieces of you hanging in someone's refrigerator. Come on.
Frank's PTSD gets worse as it's revealed that not only did he kill the terrorist leader, but also his entire family. His PTSD is displayed throughout the movie in different scenes and are honestly pretty well done, with adding different filters, portraying this uncomfortable feeling that really drills the message that Frank is really suffering from the actions he's done in war. Someone's calling. Better bring my gun for safety.
Hello?
Like a somebody, fuck you, bitch. I hit you.
Oh. Frank? Is it you?
How did he know it was Frank? It's not like there's caller ID on a rotary phone. And what if it was just some telemarketer from India asking him, do you want some air duct cleaning services? Frank's alcoholism is brought up many times throughout the movie. He seems to have used it as a coping mechanism before meeting Cass. And after being almost 3 years sober, it still haunts at him to fall off the wagon. Which I commend the writers for taking a serious tone about writing a story about a veteran. But then again, alcoholism in most movies usually signifies one's torment. I mean, look at Max Payne. Now to think of it, doesn't he kind of sound like Max Payne?
Look, you have nothing to worry about. It's just old business. It has nothing to do with us.
No. If I'm honest, I just got kind of bored of boozing. I mean, once in a while, but not all the time.
I had to literally Google the voice actor because I was so convinced that he was Max Payne. Ocho's daughter is killed in an accident while riding a bike, and he wants revenge.
He wants this guy gone, Frank.
Although Frank is still resistant on dealing with old demons.
If it doesn't consist of me fixing an automobile, I'm not interested.
After the altercation, Frank acts like nothing happened. But his girl is sus.
Shannon Elizabeth Wilson, put your decorations away and get ready for bed.
But I was just gonna...
I didn't ask what you were just gonna. Just do as you're told.
Mom, stop yelling at me.
Now, I'm not gonna hate on a little girl, but in some scenes, she actually acts better than Cass. But what these low-budget movies don't understand is that side characters are almost as important as the main characters, especially if it has to do with their family. You think that if in Breaking Bad that we as a viewer would understand why Walter White goes to such lengths to provide for his family if Skyler and Walt Jr. were just some cheap actors that gave performances like stale cardboard? No! And the performances are so inconsistent, going from pretty well acted to off the walls batshit insane. But anyways, Cass, suspecting something's wrong, tells Frank not to go. But when he makes his mind, this dude gets mollywopped.
I heard about Nikki, Len. I'm so sorry. How's Lupe?
I'm so saddened by your loss. I can't even imagine what you're going through. The performance by Danny Trejo in this scene is really good. You can tell the pain and anguish in his eyes as he laments the death of his young daughter that died while writing the birthday present that he gave her on her birthday.
So you just gonna bring me a birthday gift on my birthday to my birthday party on my birthday with a birthday gift? Happy birthday?
But all this emotion goes down the toilet as Frank speaks as if he's bored and just wondering what flavor Slurpee he wants from 7-Eleven. Should I get Coke mixed with orange? Or maybe blue raspberry and cherry? Man, I should really lay off the sugar. I'll just get Diet Coke Slurpee.
This calls for the silencer.
Yeah, there it is! There it is!
When Frank denies Ocho's request again, he threatens him in the most cliched way an antagonist can threaten the lead.
I wish I could help you, Len. I really do. But I'm retired.
Lazarus tells me that this new lady of yours is quite a woman. Got a little girl, what's her name? Sharon?
Shannon.
Oh yeah, Shannon. Now what do you think little Shannon would do if she knew everything about you? Because if I don't get what I want, I will tell little Shannon and her mommy all about you. Everything. ¿Comprendes, amigo?
You won't take my deal, huh? Well, it would be a damn shame if someone came and smashed your doorbell. Oh, how are you gonna know when your package arrives? I guess you'll have to wait by the door all day. After Frank begrudgingly agrees to the hit, he receives intel from Laz and gets to work. Now what's with these mercs for hire driving the most souped up cars? Like, wouldn't you want to be low-key to not arouse suspicion when you speed off? But Mason, that's not badass. Okay, you got me there. But before he can take the shot, he realizes that the guy has a family and starts having flashbacks. This wasn't just a gang-related killing, but a genuine accident. But after stalling for too long, the police arrive, as the driver had turned himself in earlier that day. Now at first I thought this was kind of racist, like, oh, so you're so willing to kill innocent children back in Iraq, but now all of a sudden you're America, oh, I have a conscience. But then I realized it was just a rash decision on his part, and he deeply regrets it as he has nightmares because of what he did. So you get a pass, Frank. But realizing he didn't take the shot, Ocho's men decide to take matters into their own hands.
Get down!
You'd think for killing the leader of the cartel's only daughter, they'd have more security around them. John Lennon's killer had more defense than this guy. But having disobeyed Ocho, Frank is now the next target.
Told you wouldn't do it. Didn't I tell you? Why don't you just shut your fucking mouth? Cabron.
Kill her.
What the fuck was that? No offense to the actor, but he's unintentionally hilarious. Ocho is being serious against Frank's family as he sends his goons to kidnap his daughter and kill his wife. But god damn, Cass can hold her own. Now I couldn't take this scene seriously. When Frank discovers Cass's lifeless body on the floor, his acting is so lifeless itself. You'd think he'd at least be in some sort of grief seeing his loved one bleeding out on the floor, but he's just like, oh man, I gotta drive to the hospital. I hope there's a 7-Eleven on the way. This guy again. Now, I don't know if I'm a psychopath. I think I am. But this is one of the most funniest torture scenes I've ever seen in a movie. The dude's reactions are just so stupid. Anyways, at the hospital, Frank calls up an old friend.
Jen, how is she?
Dux is through.
Huh?
Dux is through.
Excuse me?
Dux is through.
What? Now I understand he's some big badass with a deep gravelly voice, but at certain times I don't even know what the hell he's saying. He's trying to be like Hugh Jackman in X-Men.
I know what you are. You lost your money. You keep this up, you lose something else.
But at least he has some emotion in his voice.
She's not.
Now this hospital scene is actually one of the most well acted scenes in the entire movie. It's where Cass breaks down in her bed. Not because of the wound, but because she was in a very abusive relationship prior to being with Frank, and believed she was actually safe when she fell in love with him, getting the admiration of her daughter and all. But the veil was finally removed as Frank was not the man he seemed to be, and that realization of betrayal is what sent her overboard.
I told you the day that we met that I divorced one liar and to not waste my time. And what do? The past 2 years, you've done nothing but lie to me about everything. Who you are, what you are. Everything.
Not everything.
Then tell me why we're here, Frank. Can you tell me that? What about Shannon?
Cass, I promise you, I will get her back.
But screw that all emotional hoopla. It's time for revenge with Tito Ortiz. But first, cheeseburgers.
And get 2 cheeseburgers, no tomatoes, and 2 French fries.
But dealing with the trauma Frank caused his own family, he is propelled off the wagon and finds himself drinking away his sorrows. But Tito has other plans in mind as he goes to stop him.
What the fuck are you doing?
Drinking.
This shit'll fuck you up, man. This same shit'll fuck you up in the core.
Better pay.
But it costs the same.
Not no more.
This is why I don't fuck with you, Frank.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Have we found a vocal inflection? Does that mean he's actually trying to emit some sort of emotion? But it's still nothing. Siri has more conviction in her voice than Frank does. But for two people whispering, they seem to attract the attention of a drunk homophobe, and a fight ensues.
You guys having a little lover's quarrel? Question for you. Which one of you's the top? Which one of you's the bottom? I'm just fucking with you. But in all seriousness, who's the bitch?
Oh, that'd be him.
When they go to Ocho's house, it's been deserted, but they find one of his guards and interrogate him. But then Frank realizes that he's at the house in Mexico Ocho's wife is at. But off to the land of enchantment they go! I love an adventure story.
This was my little Nikki's room. She loved it. She used to say, "Daddy, this room's so beautiful. It must be what heaven's like." I used to tell her, "No, it's like heaven because an angel lives here."
I've said this before, but Danny Trejo is never really appreciated for his serious acting. Yeah, he's Machete and a badass action star. Now I get why he's in these shitty action movies. Because he's an experienced actor and won't ask millions of dollars for a feature. As Frank is completely sloshed, his PTSD kicks into full gear, and he's completely harrowed.
I need you, Frank. I need the silencer.
Damn, dude, what the fuck? Me at 2 a.m. Now, jokes aside, this is actually a pretty good scene. The choice to keep the angle upside down really disorients the viewer and tries to persuade this drastic downward spiral Frank has found himself in once again. Frank and Tito devise a plan a la Mafia 3 style to hit the businesses owned by Ocho to find intel through his goons. Now, throughout the movie, there are these Call of Duty type transitions between locations, and I actually don't mind them. Now, I haven't really seen this in other movies. I mean, I haven't really been looking out for them, but it's actually a really creative way to establish the different areas that Frank is in. Yes, I know, it looks like a shitty mobile FPS right before you get into a match, but it has some charm to it.
Yo, why the fuck are you helping me?
Man, Frank is a dick. Tito is risking his life to help his brother in arms, and he's just like, "Why the fuck are you helping me?" Now, I get he's probably really perturbed about the whole situation, and he's drunk as shit after 3.5 years of sobriety. But I'd highly doubt that you'd question the loyalty of a man you went to war with and gained that special bond. Only those who've dealt with life-threatening situations such as war is. Okay, now I know this is stupid because it's a shitty action movie, but I'm getting a little pissed off because you writers decided to portray a story of a veteran. This isn't just a shitty action movie about a hitman. So when I hear Frank questioning why his brother-in-arms is helping him makes absolutely no sense. But at least Tito is a good actor. I actually kind of wish that he was the main character instead of this fumbling idiot.
Yo, why the fuck are you helping me?
You do the same for me.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Anyways, after they find a warehouse owned by Ocho, they shoot shit up. Movie action style, baby!
Hey, you got any real food around this place? Hey, what's your name again?
No entiendo.
Your name? El Nemo?
Me llamo Marta.
Well, listen here, Marta. I need a burger, some fries,
No entiendo.
some real fucking food. Comprende? Now get your ass back in the kitchen. Get out of here.
Sí, señor. Pinche puto cabrón. Sí,
Fucking
señor. Sí,
grapes.
señor.
Chuck, man. I love you, but how are you really getting upstaged by an extra? Okay, this movie is getting to me a bit. Okay, my first viewing, I thought it was actually a decent movie, but repeated views, it's just, the writing is so amateur. Fuck this, fuck that, you motherfucker, fucking piece of shit.
You went off the fucking grid.
What?
Frank, what is he, a ghost? One of our factories got hit.
And what's with the unnecessary shotgun cock? Like, oh, it sounds cool. You load it, you fire it, you cock it to line up the next shell. You know what? I'm done trying to find logic in this movie. Oh, it's been a long day.
This is where all of Ocho's money gets laundered. So you know what? We're gonna hit him where it fucking hurts.
Oh, come on, you cannot tell me that's not Max Payne. They reach their next place of business, which is a strip club and brothel, playing the most obnoxious dubstep ever. Really? Dubstep? In 2018? Wouldn't they be playing trap music or something? Get some A$AP Rocky in there. I don't know, maybe because it's Mexico or something. You know what? Let's move on. But anyway, our dear Nels, yes, Nels, that's his name, is making out with one of the strippers as Frank interrupts.
Nice place. You rent it by the hour. Is Ocho taking out of your allowance?
Ask him yourself, grease monkey.
I'm not a mechanic, but is grease monkey really that offensive of an insult? I'm pretty sure you can think of way more offensive insults than one that came out in the early 1900s.
Ah, you see? That's no lady. She's showing way too many gams. You harlot!
Same deal. As Frank fails to interrogate Nels, he pistol whips the shit out of him.
You think that toy scares me, motherfucker? Try anything you want. I ain't telling you shit. Motherfucker! I'm gonna fuck your babies!
Ugh, okay. This pedophile subplot is getting a bit too much. If y'all don't know, Chuck Liddell is basically the Tom Hanks of MMA. So it's so weird that they're using his name to brand the movie and putting him in this type of role. It's like 1 Hour Photo when Robin Williams played a creep. But I guess to the normal movie watcher, they wouldn't know who Chuck Liddell is. Oh shit, dubstep fight scene!
Kinda young, huh?
What? Young? She looks like she's in her 30s. The actress playing her was literally 32. After that lovely scene, we go to Ocho's house as he starts to grieve the loss of his daughter by making Shannon his, surrogate daughter.
Here, let me do this.
Oh shit, you know when Frank has his lip packed, you know shit's about to get serious. Because if the bullets don't kill him, the oral cancer will. But then how will Frank munch the box?
You might want to get down.
Who the fuck are these guards? It's like really bad AI in a shitty stealth game.
What was that?
Like, if someone is killed by a sniper nearby, wouldn't you want to, go for cover instead of running out in the open plain? You know, I said I wouldn't bring logic into this.
So I have to get you inside.
What the fuck?
Come on, let's go.
Bring Nikki.
Yeah, Ocho is insane. They literally told him the most dangerous merc they know is on his premises after he literally kidnaps his daughter and he's like, oh, okay. He's acting like when your mom wakes you up when she finds you sleeping on the couch to go to your room. Sir, the silencer is here. Okay. Sir, we need to get you inside immediately. 5 more minutes. After a semi-climactic gunfight, Frank confronts Laz. But uh-oh, Laz has backup. But guess what? So does Frank, motherfucker! What just happened? Where was I? Oh yeah. Frank and Laz finish their discussion as they conclude their friendship, with Frank shooting Laz in the motherfucking head. What the? This movie's changing me. Oh yeah, Tito gets shot as well. And it doesn't matter, he's fine. It was but a flesh wound, you see?
Good. Just go.
And that's one of my main gripes with this movie. There's no tenseness, there's no sacrifices that the main protagonist has to go through. If you want to be like John Wick, at least have elements in John Wick. At least in John Wick, you know, his dog dies, his wife dies, and the Willem Dafoe character dies. I don't know his name, but he dies. But in this movie, nothing really happens besides Cass getting shot and Tito, but they both make it out alive. But anyways, after this thrilling conclusion to their storyline, Danny Trejo has gone completamente loco as he starts calling Shannon by his dead daughter's name.
I'll never let anything happen to you, my little Nicky. Never. Take my Nicky away again.
I'm not your Nicky.
Neither am I.
Frank.
Well, that didn't last long.
What are you gonna do, Len? Huh? You shoot me? In front of my little girl?
It's my little girl.
No.
What the hell is even going on? Judging by the conviction in their voices, it doesn't sound like it's any one of their little girls. But as they bicker, Shannon ends up biting Ocho's hand, giving Frank the time to jump behind a couch. Being possessed with the power of love, Frank grabs Nell's knife and no-scopes Ocho right in the chest.
It's here, Len. Shannon, let's go home.
And happily ever after, the family is reunited and Frank finally opens up at the AA meeting.
Hi. My name is Frank.
Yay! And that was the silencer. Was it this gritty, raw, and unrelenting ride through darkness? Not quite. I mean, I appreciate that in certain parts they take a serious tone when it comes to Frank's origin stories, not really being too patriotic and, you know, stroking America's ego. Some of the shots actually look like a box office movie. And the acting from Tito Ortiz was actually surprisingly well done. On the other hand, our main protagonist is a monotonous asshole who is as lifeless as a $20 fleshlight. And when you as a main character can't even convince the audience of your intentions, then you, my friend, have a failed movie. How is it that a retired MMA fighter with little to no credits gives a better performance than an actor who has 20 plus years of experience? On the other hand, I felt like having the talents of two former MMA champions were wasted due to how little fight scenes there were. I mean, Tito Ortiz had a few decent moments, but Chuck Liddell was done dirty in this film, if you can even call it that. Like, why would they put Chuck in this part? Portraying a little bitch who's a pedophile? And for one of the most well-known UFC fighters, you'd think they'd give him more to do. But no, it seemed as if they used him just for his name value to capitalize on that 20 to 50-year-old demographic because, oh, I remember that guy on TV. I remember. Danny Trejo's acting in this movie is all over the place. Going from these really, like, serious toned, really well done performances to just, like, sounding stupid. As I said prior, the performances in this film are really inconsistent and it really took me out. Jeez, you know, when I started this review, I actually had, you know, pretty well regards for this movie. I was brushing away all these ones and twos, which I still don't agree. But I mean, I had a pretty fun time watching this movie. I came in with little to no expectations and I was actually pretty surprised. I feel like the other people who rated this film were expecting like the next John Wick, and that is literally the worst mindset you can have when viewing this movie. For me, I came into this movie expecting Asylum level quality, but I actually got Platinum Dunes. Now, is that good? But at least I got to see my MMA heroes not risk their life on the line just to make a living. Yes, this is actually the Chuck Liddell figure I bought when I was 9 years old for my birthday. And I'm genuinely interested in what Tito Ortiz does next. I give this a 5 out of 10. Nothing to write home about, as I make a full-fledged review, but nothing overtly offensive about this movie. I'd say if you're an MMA fan, it's worth the watch with a few brewskis, maybe a blunskis, but if you have no idea who Chuck Liddell or Tito Ortiz are, I'd say stay away and keep watching John Wick. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my first ever review. Let me know how I did. If you have any other shitty movies I'd watch, let them know down below. And thank you so much. This has been a Mockbuster review, and I'll see you guys next time.